Before moving forward, uh, today is Christmas Day, and you all might be aware about Christmas Day. Basically, people who identify themselves as Christian, so they celebrate this day. So, Christianity is the highest religion on the planet, and today is the day when across the world, especially in Western countries, Western world, it is the holiest day, the day when it is celebrated when Jesus Christ appeared on earth. So let's discuss little about him today. It will, like I was hearing His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj lecture on this, and it was really amazing. So why did he appeared on earth, Jesus Christ? Srila Prabhupada tells us that he is a 𝗝mě𝗶𝗧𝗲𝗵𝗺 of Krishna. He descended from the kingdom of Krishna to this world simply to show compassion to other living beings and in order to transform people's heart. You might have heard this that he was, willing to accept and endure sufferings, unbelievable blasphemy, criticism, persecution, kind of abuse, and ultimately torture, like a real torture. But you will see it was possible for him because he was following the footsteps of all the Vaishnavas. So he was willing to do so. Only Vaishnava can, go through, he can be so much tolerant. So as he was following the footsteps of all the Vaishnavas, so he was willing to do so. And that's why on several occasions, Srila Prabhupada tells Christians, I mean those people who identify themselves as Christians in Western countries especially, Srila Prabhupada used to tell them that Jesus Christ is our Guru because he has so much exemplified the spirit of Guru Parampara. So, see, being philanthropist is the more of goodness. People are kind to other people and all those stuffs. But real compassion must be for the body, mind, and especially for the soul. Just like, you can give food to people when they are starving. They are starving, they are hungry. So you can give them food. But if that food, unless it's Mahaprasadam, if it is not offered to Krishna, then it does not touch the soul. Same way, you can give money to people to help them come out of the poverty. But that does not solve the problem of birth, old age, disease, and death. So, one should understand is that all the sufferings that one gets is the result of sinful activities. And devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness in their lives, they can really observe this thing that now gradually life is becoming very simple, very easy. So the laws of karma act on everyone. Can you observe this? When we were not conscious about Krishna, we were not practicing, we were not serving uh, Krishna, then we were actually suffering. Like Lots of sufferings were there. But now even material life seems easy gradually as we serve Krishna. So, yes, suffering is the result of sinful activities. And therefore, great personalities, their compassion is specially manifested when they teach people the life of giving up the sinful activities. And teaching them to surrender to Krishna. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tells this, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshasyami mashachaha. So Krishna tells this in Bhagavad Gita that you surrender unto me, I mean to Lord Krishna, and take, Krishna will deliver you from all the sinful activities. So we have to give up our sinful activities in the present. But what about all the sins that we have committed in our past? What about those? What about that? So there is only one thing we can do about it: surrender to God, surrender to Krishna. And when we surrender to Krishna, he delivers us from all the sinful reactions. And he's saying this in Bhagavad Gita. So are you getting this? This was the primary message of Lord Jesus: to give up sins and to surrender God, to surrender Krishna. Now, when one hears or reads Vedic scriptures, then he come to know that who is God. But yes, the primary message of Lord Jesus is to give up sins and to surrender to God. So at that time, there were some priests. They tried to trap Jesus Christ. They tried to trap him. Basically, they were just waiting for him to say something so that they could criticize him. So they were asking many questions. They asked that what is the greatest among all the commandments? Commandment means divine rule within the laws of God. What is the greatest among all the commandments? So now he responds that the first and the great commandment is to love God. And this is what we discussed in our previous class, isn't it? You may open the PDF. It is there in the group in case the screen, it is not clear here. So we discussed this thing that the purpose of this Krishna consciousness movement is not to make Christians into Hindus or Hindus into Christians, but to inform everyone that the duty of a human being is to understand his relationship with God. One must learn this. So same thing, Lord Jesus Christ, he said this, he responded that the first and the greatest commandment is to love God with all your mind, all your souls and your hearts. This is the greatest commandment. And to love every living being as yourself. As we love ourselves, so we should love other living beings also in that way. So yes, greatest commandment is to love God with all our mind, our hearts and our souls. And when we love God, we see God. We see relation to God. We see part of God in every living being. So he said like this, he was responding like this, that you must love your neighbor as your own self. Now, what does that mean? It's very simple. That it is very simple to understand. What would what you would want other people to do with you? You do for others. I mean, whatever you want people should do with you, you do that for others. What you don't want people to do with you, you don't do that with others. It's just that easy. So, how many of you like when, I mean, how many people of like whoever is there in the class, please let me know in chat, yes or no. Uh, how many of you enjoy to being criticized and blasphemed by other people? Anyone? Answer is simple, no. We don't enjoy to be criticized or blasphemed by other people. So that means you should not do it to anyone because you know how it feels. And how many of you like when people are kind and loving and merciful to you? You know, it is really nice feeling that people are kind to us, kind to me. They are loving to me. They are caring about me so much. They are so merciful to me. We really like this. So you like that. And that's what you do for everyone. You must be that person for those people. Is it not? We don't want other people to cheat us. So we should never cheat others because what we give, it comes to us like in magnified way. It comes to us in magnified way, magnified times, I should say. So if you are in need, you want people to help you, so you help those who are in need, and help will come to you. So this is the natural tendency of someone who loves God, who really loves God, and he is not, pretending like he loves God. Any person who really loves God, it is his natural tendency to act in such way with other people. And that is the greatest need of everyone. What is the greatest need of everyone? The knowledge and inspiration to love Krishna, to reconnect people to Krishna, with Krishna. That is the highest expression of love, that we connect someone to Krishna and we inspire them to love Krishna. Are you getting this point? Can you agree with this, that this is the only necessity of a being, that he has forgotten his relationship, his eternal relationship with Krishna, and this is the highest need of every living being. I mean, of course, other living beings who are not human beings, they are helpless. They are helpless to invoke their relationship. They can't do something for God realization or self realization. So let's talk about human beings. So this is the greatest need, to love Krishna. So yes, that is the primary message of Jesus Christ that we discussed so far. So one must learn this. Otherwise, he's simply wasting his time by engaging in animalistic propensities. We must all try to love Krishna or God. So, I mean, this was linked with our yesterday's discussion. So it's nice that we discussed about Christmas Day today. All right, moving forward now. If one has a process, he should practice it, or he can come and learn this, and or he can come and learn this process. So this is what Srila Prabhupada tells, that if any person, he is, he is already doing it, he is working on invoking his relationship with God, he is loving God. I mean, we have understood the real meaning of loving God. Loving God means serving God, surrendering our lives to Krishna and and working in that way. So any person, if he is already aware about the process, so he should practice this. And if he is not aware of it, then he should join us and he should learn this process of loving God. Amazing thing is that there is no any other way or there is no any other process except this process of Krishna consciousness. You will rarely find any person who is working on invoking his relationship with God, eternal relationship. People are not, they are not aware of this thing, that we really have to do this in this human form of life. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur ji, he was instructing to the members of the Gauriya Math that we are not sent here to become a carpenter and spend our whole life in working on stones or wood or all those stuff. We are not here. I mean, carpenter means we are not here. God has not sent us in this world so that we may become a carpenter or a doctor or an engineer or whatever things, and we just spend our lives in these things only. This human form of life is meant for invoking our relationship with God. We can understand our relationship with Krishna in this form of life only. So we should give our all for this purpose only. There is no any other purpose. So yes, one should not begrudge the selection of one process over another. विषाद अप्य अमृतम ग्राह्यम अमेद्यम अपि कंचनम निचाद अपे उत्तमम विद्यम स्त्री रत्नम दुष्खुलदम not दुष्खुलद अपि नीति दर्पणा 1.16 चाणक्य Pandita says that one must catch that what is right from any source. If there is a glass of poison with some nectar in it, he says one should take out the nectar and leave the poison. In the same way, if one finds gold in a filthy place, he should take it. Similarly, although according to the Vedic system of education, one must be given instruction by intellectual persons like Brahmanas, if someone lower on the serial scale has learned the truth, one should accept him as a teacher and learn from him. One should not think that just because one is lowly born, he should not be accepted as a teacher. So same way which we were discussing in Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit, that a person is not a Brahmana by his birth, but the practices and purity that he is following in his life. So same way, Srila Prabhupada is, you know, explaining this with this amazing example that just like you will see, you might have did this also if you're walking on a road, suppose, and there is some dirt on the road, like there is a filthy place on the road, and suddenly, you were taking out your wallet or maybe your mobile and it fall down at that filthy place. So what will you do? Will will you just leave your mobile phone or your wallet as it is on that, like whatever dirty place it fell down? No, you will not do that. You will immediately uh, take that thing up, and definitely you will clean it and you will use it again. It's not like you will leave it on that, like on that place if it fall down accidentally or incidentally. So same way, a person, Srila Prabhupada is giving this example here of a glass of poison, that if there is nectar in a glass with poison, so one should take out the nectar and leave the poison. Same way, if one finds gold in a filthy place, he should take that, that gold, and later he may clean it and use it. So same way, although Vedic system must be given by uh, learned people, Brahmanas and all those. So right now, people, they are not Brahmanas with their birth, because you will rarely find any person who took birth in a Brahminical family, but you will not find people practicing any purity or whatever devotional services they should perform, they should practice. You will not find people doing it, especially in Kali Yuga. This is what it is going. So even if someone is like he belongs to a lower caste or stuff like that, but if he is reading scriptures, he is following purity in his life, practicing devotional services nicely in his life, then one should accept him as a teacher and learn from him. One should not think that just because one is lowly born, he should not be accepted as a teacher. Similarly, if one is serious about understanding God, he should not think, I am Christian, I am Hindu, or I am Muslim. If one is serious about understanding love of God, he should consider which process is practical. But you will see it is not easy for people to understand this. Although they are understanding this thing that, yeah, we are not this body, we are soul. But then also, they always identify themselves with these identities. They don't accept it theoretically also. So there is one Mataji, I already talked about her. She is from Kashmir and she belongs to some Muslim family or stuff like that. So earlier she started chanting Hare Krishna. She became my friend. She was chanting Hare Krishna. She was also hearing classes. But because, you know, this false ego that I am this, I am that, I belongs to this family, that family, this always influence people. So now, I don't know, she left without telling me anything. But anyways, she chanted few names of Krishna. This is also very big thing. And yes, so I was really observing this thing that it is very difficult for people to quit this false ego that I belong to this family or that caste or that religion, and accept this, that, oh, I am fragmental part of God. Okay, even if they are not saying Krishna, even if they are saying God, but then also they should accept it, at least in theory, that yes, this is real, that I'm not this body, I am soul. Then these identifications are also false, because these are the identifications of the body. These designations are of the body. Soul is not a Christian or a Muslim or a doctor or an engineer, nothing. But it's very difficult for many people. But see, Srila Prabhupada made this also possible. I mean, it was very indigestible thing for me when I heard that even in Pakistan, where people, they identify themselves as Muslims, they are also serving Krishna. ISKCON temple is there in Pakistan also, or in China, countries like China, and there are like ISKCON temple is there in every country. So yes, people there, like, there of course there is small number of group of devotees, because such souls are extremely rare. Krishna himself, you know praised such souls yesterday in 7.3, that out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. One, not even few. Krishna is saying this, one out of thousands of people. So, yes, you will see that it was easy for those people to understand this thing, that yes, I am not this body, I am soul, and my only duty is to serve my Lord, Krishna. So, if one is serious about understanding love of God, he should consider which process is practical. Practical means that whatever process I will practical, that will really transform my life. This is what practical means. Just like that person, that Prabhuji devotee, he is chanting, he is hearing Krishna Katha in Los Angeles. So he shared his realizations with me, that yes, I can see Krishna's hand in my life, how Krishna has embraced me. Krishna is helping me. So one should at least, for the sake of exploration, he should try to practice this process. Okay, let me just explore this. If this really works, and you will see it really works. If any person he is chanting, hearing, and consuming Krishna's remnants, then he will observe that, yeah, this process really works. So one should consider which process is practical. One should not think, why should I follow Hindu or Vedic scriptures? The purpose of following the Vedic scriptures is to develop love for God. When students come to America for a higher education, they do not consider the fact that the teachers may be American, German, or other nationalities. See, this is really amazing point. In fact, you will see that if people, they are from other countries and they are your teachers, I mean, teachers of the students. So students, they feel very proud that, see, my teacher is so qualified. He belongs to another country. He belongs to another religion, or all those things. So people, they never think about this. They do not consider this fact that the teacher is American or Buddhist or German or this or that. But people, they only have these thoughts about God always, which is not good. If one wants a higher education, he simply comes and takes it. Similarly, yes, if he really want to progress, like if he really want to progress in his material studies and get all those qualifications and degrees, so he simply come and he gain the knowledge. Similarly, if there is an effective process for understanding and approaching God, like this Krishna consciousness process, one should take it. So, I will recommend devotees to, to take these books from temple, like whatever books we are reading, because I want you people to like discuss these things, whatever we are discussing. Just like, see how beautiful this point is, that we are not focusing, this Krishna consciousness movement is not uh, focusing on making Hindu people, Hindu people to Christian, or Christian to Hindu or Muslim, all those things. Is it not? This is very beautiful point. That if one is serious about understanding God, he should not think I am Christian, Hindu, or Muslim. If one is serious about understanding love of God, he should consider which process is practical. So even we are discussing these books here online. I have also got these books, like hard copies of these books, and it is helping me. You can underline these main points, and you can later discuss these points with other people. This is what uh, this is what is pleasing to Krishna very, very much, that we discuss this auspicious knowledge with other people, which will not only help other people to accept this process, and this will help us also. We will be able to understand the philosophy very, very nicely. So you may take hard copies as well of these books, and you may discuss these books with other people. So, yes, if there is an effective process for understanding and approaching God, like this Krishna consciousness process, one should take it. This is what Srila Prabhupada is explaining here. Now, rest part we'll be continuing in our next session if Krishna is willing. We will stop here now. Thank you so much for joining. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.